Alright guys, I hope you had a good day in the market. This was a lot different than what we had seen earlier this week, and we had a a really good setup right here. This was textbook. And then we had another signal that you could have taken here, and I'll explain how I took this one long here for you. Unfortunately, when I took my screenshots, I didn't capture my indicators, and I should have done that because then I could illustrate these signals a little bit better. But I'll go ahead and later on through the weekend, and of course we're doing the webinar tomorrow. I'll go ahead and review these trades in that webinar so that you can actually see the indicators as well, because I think that's real important, the lower indicators. But just off this screen print, I just want to show you what I did. The market opened, right in here, and it initially went down, went up, and created this peak here. This is when the market went down and created the stair step. We wanted to see the stair step here, and at this point, we have a high and a lower high. Um, it was interesting to me the way that this candle formed, because it did what we had talked a little bit about yesterday before turning into a blue candle as it is. It created a nice slingshot, as if you could take this going short here, but that would have been premature. You don't have a good line of support to break doing that, and what it did was it reversed. It didn't go the way that you'd want a slingshot to go. But it created a better setup anyway, a much better setup. So we have our high and our lower high measured against the tricks, which I didn't capture in this screenshot. It had a very strong measurement there. So the key was the first candle in our direction, had a nice kink on the tricks, and an entry going short right here on the second candle in our direction. This move ran 5, 10, 15, 20 ticks our way. 2 full points. I was in it for half of my position out at 5 and the other half at 10. So I only took about 50% of that market move and was really happy with that trade. I mean, I could have just ended that day. And this is really the best example I can give you of what we're looking for. This is an A plus trade. This is an A plus pattern. The second trade that I took, I was watching this here. I was considering actually going long at this point, but it was too early because our SMAs hadn't crossed yet. What I had seen, though, by doing this was that we had an upward movement, some consolidation, and this candle peaked and closed basically at the tip of this consolidation. This candle fluctuated back and then produced a slingshot going up. And because it was a little higher than I would have liked, I'd normally like it around here, but it was a few ticks higher than the where I would draw the resistance of this consolidation. But I was tempted to place an order going long. The only thing was the SMAs hadn't crossed yet, and I need that. But what I did was I entered going long here, and this was, sorry about that phone call. This was my set stair step, pretty much. The SMAs finally crossed. It caught up to the MACD and the tricks. We were showing a lot of strength here. But I played this more like an SF type trade. And I know I've talked about that in the training, certainly there in the member library if you want to learn about an SF setup. But it's not the cleanest SF setup, but that's how I took it. You've got a close here, and you've got an open here, but it's about a tick lower. But essentially, I drew this as my resistance. And because it didn't come back very far and showed signs of wanting to break going up on this next candle, I ended up taking this at actually the exact price I can't remember, but I'll post a screen print for you to see my orders. But right in here, I took this going long, and I ended up hitting all 10 ticks. I got out at half point and for half of my position, and then 10 ticks for the other half. So that was 2 trades today, total 30 ticks for me. and just real pleased after a somewhat dry week. But the market's getting better. We're just coming back from holidays, and it'll continue to get better. This is probably leading into one of the best seasons for trading. So you've got things to look forward to. I'm looking forward to having a weekend, but also the webinar we've got tomorrow, and I'm recording that for y'all. But if you have any questions in the meantime, let me know, and I'll see you guys next week.